This assignment describes in detail 3 different scenarios that could be possible career opportunities for the next 3 years. Following is a list of pros and cons, as well as different artists that are doing similar things in these fields. 3 informational interviews were conducted to see the insights of people in these chosen industries and where they think the industry is heading. The first scenario starts with me deciding to move out of home, where also in the first 6 months I continue to grow my skills by taking extra short courses to improve on some of my web design skills. I then obtain an internship at a small design studio that runs for 6 months. Throughout this, I will also get involved in networking opportunities such as design kit events to boost skills as well as meet new people. After my 6-month internship, I'm offered a role as a junior graphic designer for the company and continue to work. Throughout this process, I will also be focusing on growing my Instagram following on my design account to make it into a business that I can earn profit from. After around 2 years of working for the company, I'm offered a job down in Melbourne as a midweight designer for Frankie Press. From there, I will move down to Melbourne to continue my career. The pros and cons for this assignment is to work in a field I'm really passionate about, move to my dream city, and work for a company that in an area of design that I love. The cons are moving cities can be extremely expensive, graphic design jobs on average aren't extremely high paying, and becoming an Instagram influencer for design can be hard as it takes a lot of dedication and time devoted to growing following. For the informational interview, I contacted graphic designer Blair Cameron, a current mentor of mine, who gave me some insight on the kind of work ethic that really stands out for graphic designers. The second scenario is based on what I would do if graphic design no longer existed. Similar to my first scenario, it begins with moving out, but also I spend 6 months building and expanding my CAD skills so I'm hireable in the industry. From there, I obtain an internship and slowly build my way up the ranks from intern to junior graphic designer. In this scenario, I'm also building a small blog that eventually starts to have a great following where I show aesthetic interiors. This becomes a business for me as I create partnerships with brands and advertise on my blog. After 2 years of being an interior designer in Brisbane, I'm offered a job in Sydney for a residential interior design studio. I move down there and continue my career. The pros for this scenario is it's a rewarding outcome by a physical transformation. Sydney has a higher percentage of job offerings for interior designers than any other city. Potential for salary to scale over $100,000 as experience is gained in some circumstances and job prospects. The cons for this scenario is moving cities can be extremely expensive, interior design is a competitive industry, and blogs could potentially not become as successful as planned. For my informational interview, I talked to Nolene Lee, an interior designer and owner of Creation Interiors. Nolene gave me great insight on what she would have changed if she could go back 20 years, as well as some insight on the future of interior design. My last scenario is based off if I could do anything. My first move would be to my dream city of London, UK, where I'd move over straight away and hire an apartment in the middle of the city. From there, I would spend my days creating art. Throughout the months, I would start building a collection of different prints to start a boutique store of unique art-featured shirts, kimonos, to make a statement against fast fashion. Throughout this time, I would launch an online store and slowly build it to become successful. Through its successes, a series of pop-up shops would gain more interest and popularity, eventually resulting in the opening of a permanent store in London. The scenario ends with the clothing design company creating another 2 stores. The pros for this scenario is that it's a rewarding outcome as you're free to do what you want with your own business and artistic freedom. The cons are successful online businesses may not ever happen and it's not financially viable. For my informational interview, I talked to Claire Goodall, a painter and illustrator based in Brisbane. From the interview with Claire, explained that kind of people that thrive in art community are extroverts, people who are willing to throw themselves out there and pick up any opportunity that comes to them. In conclusion, this assignment allows me to plan out 3 scenarios to see the different opportunities that could possibly arise from these different career paths, as well as some insight on my possible future in design after my degree.